Hey, it's Mila. Welcome back to my channel.
I go around and I go around and I go around, I go around. I'm always out, I am always out, I am always out, I'm always out. I keep running so I don't have to go.
So as you can see today, I'm wearing a little like NASA top because I thought it's like very on theme. Like I did want to wear something cuter, but I was like, this is the most on theme you can dress. Basically, as you can see in the title, what I want to do today is kind of like just talk about being a girl in engineering, because I don't really like, I feel like it's not like, I don't want to say it's not the norm, but it's not like the most common thing. Like when you look online for like stuff, it's mainly like guys saying things. Like yeah, there's some girls, but I was like looking, all the videos are like a couple of years older. There's not like that much, so I did really want to like give my 2 cents on it. Before we start, my name is Mila. I make everything from college, lifestyle, and bookish type content, so if that sounds fun, definitely hit the subscribe button, to be updated every single time that I post. I am going into my final year of mechanical engineering, so I've seen things, I've lived through things, I've seen things, I've heard experiences from other people. Like I feel like I'm pretty qualified to talk about things. I made myself a little coffee to like help me get through this. I don't really have like a plan for this video. It's just like going with what pops on my head. Like I just wanted to be like chit chatty, as if I'm like giving advice to like a younger sister or like a friend's friend, It is storming outside like crazy. I don't know if you guys can hear. So I'm assuming if you click on this video, you're probably a girl in engineering, right? Like I'm sure there's probably gonna be some guys who click on it, but I feel like the main target would be like a girl. If you're scared that there's not gonna be that many girls in your classes, like there will be girls. Like trust me, there will be girls. Like I'm in mechanical engineering. Obviously, it's a much more like male-dominated field. It's a question I've gotten so many times, like how's the ratio, how many girls are there? By like people of like all ages, I always tell them it's roughly like 90 to 10, like 90% guys, 10% girls. And I've never, no, okay, that's no. And honestly, I have felt uncomfortable at times by this number. Sometimes I'm fine, I just go in, mind my own business, like in and out of my classes and stuff like that. Other times, it's like a big thing in my head. I remember I took this one class, like at my university we call it Theory of Machines. I don't think it mixes classes, but I feel like it's mainly like the step up from dynamics. And in that class, I remember we were in this like auditorium classroom. We were like maybe 150 people. Even though there's like 10% girls, like 90% guys, just walking in to an auditorium and you only see guys, that was so intimidating. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I went to very few classes because I felt out of place going there. And I hate that feeling. I never want anyone to feel that way, because like it's your major. Like you want to go there, like you're passionate about this, like you want to go to this class to learn. It was honestly one of my most interesting classes, but it's like walking in and literally not seeing a single girl when you walk into the class. It's like, it's intimidating. Like it's intimidating. I'm sure if it was like the other way around, if it was like a guy walking into a room of only girls, like it's intimidating, probably like a different way, but it's still freaking intimidating. And honestly, like as things go on, like it doesn't get better. It's always something that you're gonna feel. You just have to learn to put yourself first and not care about other people, in the sense that like you want to be here, like you're paying for this, or even if you're not paying for this, like you are putting yourself through 4 or 5 years of this like insanely hard major because you're passionate about it, because you want it, because you want to like do things with your life, and like that's why you're here, And you just have to push all the present moment insecurities or present moment uncomfortable feelings aside and just be like, okay, it's gonna feel uncomfortable, but I'll be fine. That was the main time that I felt that. But in other, like obviously it does help if you have friends, but it's not always the case, So you really have to be like a stronger person and be like, whatever, like it's not gonna be comfortable, but it's fine. Like whether it's going to class early or walking into class late, it's gonna feel a little off. Like I would suggest coming to class like right before it starts, so at least like it's less awkward for you. You don't have to like sit down surrounded by all these guys who you do not know, who you feel like I wouldn't say intimidated by, but you feel like not like at ease. Right? I feel like that's making sense. Like I'd say come into class like right when it starts, because if people aren't really talking that much, like you don't really feel it. Kind of like going into like friends and stuff like that. I'm gonna be completely honest. It is not hard no, it's not easy making friends in engineering. For me, like, I've always met my friends outside of my classes. Like, I've never really been one, like, not that I don't go up to people and start talking, but I've never been one to really, like, make the first big step and, like, start a conversation. And I feel like the people in Eng, like, there's two very different type of people who you're gonna see. Like, girls and guys. Just, like, looking at the girls, you're gonna have these more, I'd say, like, girly girls, and then more like tomboy girls. Most of the people who I surround myself with are the more girly girl type girls. Like, obviously I have my friends who are more like on the other side, but most of them have the same interests as me, and that's much more like on the girly side. Like, there's nothing bad with being on either side, just me personally, I'm more on that side, and more of my friends are around that side because, like, that's what I'm into, like, that's what I talk about and stuff like that. And I feel like that proportion of girls in engineering tends to be lower from what I've noticed. Like, they're still out there, but it tends to be lower. And I feel like the hardest thing about making friends is that you need to find something to talk about. Like, yeah, I can talk about how I'm super passionate about planes and stuff like that, but there's a lot more that needs to go into this friendship, because I can still talk about how I'm super passionate about planes to, like, my other friends. Like, yeah, sure, they're not gonna appreciate things the same way I do, but I can have more broader conversations than with certain people in my major. Like, not to say that I haven't met some, like, super great people in my major, but I haven't been able to form these, like, strong connections because I feel like our interests are not the same, and we never make it away from, like, class friends. Like, it's sad, and I do really want to try, like, this year, because it's my last year, to try to find these friendships. But me being perfectly honest, like, based off my own experiences, the type of people who I see in my major, like, it might just be me, like, judging a book by its cover, but it's not someone who I feel like our personalities would match and we'd have things in common to talk about. And even if they seem like it seems like our personalities match, yes, conversations can start like that, but other times, like, you don't want it to seem forced. And it feels like when you're trying, like, when you see someone who seems like you, like, that have the same interests as you want to make the friendship work, that you try to force it, but then it feels fake. Like, you feel like you're always, like, trying to find things to talk about. Like, it doesn't come across as, like, genuine. Obviously, like, if you're talking to someone and it doesn't feel genuine, like, you're not gonna want to be friends with them, right? So that's, like, a big thing that I personally really struggle with, like, making friends in my classes and just in engineering in general. Like, obviously I do have my few friends, but we're not, like, super close. Like, I'd say the biggest tip is to join, like, other type of orgs that have different majors in it. Me, if you don't know this, I'm in a sorority. I'm actually the president of a sorority. Like, I branched out of this, found the people who are like me, and made friends with them. Like, it sucks not having friends in your classes, especially when you get, like, later on and you're doing projects. It sucks being like, I know 100% I can work with this person because we're friends, because we're tied, because they're gonna want to work with me. Like, I have felt that kind of, like, insecurity, being like, I don't know what's gonna happen with this project because I don't really have, like, a tight friend group. And, like, I see those outside and I'm like, I don't have that, and it sucks, you know? Also, it's like, would you rather have a forced, ungenuine friendship than an actual friendship? I'm like, personally, like, I don't have the bandwidth to, like, have that type of relationship with someone. Like, I already have enough acquaintances. Respectfully, I don't need more. So yeah, when it comes to friends, like, really try to branch out. I do have my guy friends, but I feel like I don't really look for friends who are guys because you can only talk about so much. I don't want to say I see relationships as transactional, but I have to be getting some type of, like, security out of it for me to want to be, like, friends with you. That's what I mean by, like, I need to be getting something out of it, right? And with these guys, like, yeah, they're super great people, but I don't get that. So I'm like, would I try to pursue a friendship with a guy? Not really, you know? So it does kind of, like, close a lot of doors to me, especially in, like, a male-dominated major. And it sucks. But if you're, like, if you feel the same way as me, if you're going through the same things as me, I just want to say, like, you're not alone, you know? A lot of people, like, you see them, they have their big groups of friends in their classes, like, with guys and girls and stuff like that. Personally, like, that's not me. Like, that's not the friendship circle that I know I'm gonna like thrive in. So yeah, I didn't want to touch on that because that has been like the biggest thing that's been on my head. It's just like seeing these groups of friends and I'm like, well, I'm not like that, you know? Like in the classes, seeing a group of like 10 people walk in, sit together, I'm like, I've never been that type of person. But come see me in the library, I'm surrounded by at least like 4 different people on like a daily basis. And touching on the whole, this being like a male dominated thing, you are gonna feel the presence of there being like a lot of guys. I remember like I was taking this one class and I'm sure he's an amazing guy. Like he's not a bad person. He's like a really fun person to talk to. I remember we were in class and it was a concept that I understood pretty well. And then he just like leaned over and he was like, this, and this moves like that. And the equation is like this because this is how the gear is placed and stuff like that. And just to him, I was like, yeah. And in my head, I was like, why are you explaining a concept to me that I like, 1, I didn't ask you to explain to me. 2, like I understood myself. Those type of situations are gonna come up. They are annoying. Honestly, this is gonna sound kind of like funny, but like do the same thing back to them. I don't want to say you have to prove yourself, but you kind of do have to prove yourself because if not, like you feel like you're not gonna be taken seriously. And I feel like a lot of girls feel that based off of conversations that I've had. It's like just because you're in here, you don't merit to be here. I don't know if that's a word, but like you don't merit to be here. Like you have to prove yourself that you're meant to be here, and like once you prove yourself, like you're fine, but you do have to prove yourself. It sucks. It's so stupid. Like I don't know if guys feel that also, but as a girl I felt that, and a couple of girls who I've talked with have felt that also. I'm kind of like talking about like proving your intelligence, just like intelligence in general. It's weird because when I meet people outside of Eng, it's like I don't have to prove myself. I seem like already put on like a sort of pedestal because they're like, oh my god, wow, it's like so, like it's so cool that you do that, you're so smart. But then meeting guys in Eng, it's like you're not put up, like you're not meant to feel lesser than, but you're not put up there. Like you do kind of have to prove yourself to them. I'm personally someone who has a really big ego, so it's like seeing the difference, and it's like I'm idolized in one sense, but then over here I'm meant to feel lesser than, and I need to prove why I'm at the same level as you. It's like it messes with my head because I'm like, okay, like what's going on? I feel you kind of like start questioning yourself, even though you shouldn't, because it's literally no one's business. Like you shouldn't be proving yourself to anyone, but you start questioning yourself, and it's messed up. It's just messed up. Tagging along with that, it's like when people are super fascinated by like, oh my god, you're in engineering, it's like, okay, I know that you're saying that because either it's not common or I don't look like someone who'd be doing it. And it's like, if I don't look like someone who'd be doing it, like, what does that mean? Like, do I look dumb? Do I just look too girly to be doing this? Like, if I dress more in like hoodies and sweatpants every single day, if I didn't wear makeup, if I had my hair in like a messy bun every single day, would I look like someone who's in engineering? And it's like, okay, just because I care about how I look, I take the time to do my hair, to do my makeup. I carry a purse instead of a backpack because I like that better. I have a laptop with like a pink case and stickers on it that are more girly. You know, it's like, what is that supposed to mean? Like, on one hand, you're like, yeah, my ego is like boosted because they're like, oh my god, you're in engineering, you're so smart and stuff like that. But when you think about it more, it's like, okay, what is this misconception caused by? Like, it's something that I've been like asking myself. It's like, when people are surprised, should I take that as a compliment or not? And it feels weird because if I don't take it as a compliment, I'm like, they literally mean no harm. But then if I take it as a compliment, it's like, but it's kind of backhanded. And that goes, like, as I said, back to when there's like 2 different type of girls. If you do not fit the model that people assume someone in engineering would take, you're not like considered like worthy enough to be here. And it's like, okay, what? Just because I like pink, I carry around a purse? Sure, there's all that, but I literally bought for my birthday gift to myself. I literally bought myself a like model jet engine to make last year. For my birthday this year, I want to buy myself a like Lego space shuttle and launcher. I don't know if it's just being like a woman, and people have shit to say, people have opinions, people have shit to say, but it's like you go to a little like a mini identity crisis. You don't know how to take things, and it's like you don't want to be too much to step on other people's toes, like out of respect, but then you don't want to be like pushed to the side. You don't want to like change who you are to fit in, but then you don't want to like stand out so much to the point where people look at you funny. It's like, if there's any guys watching, let me know if like you guys feel these certain types of ways, or it's just like a more like female thing to feel, because I'm like, it's not normal. Like, no, like, why do I have a little identity crisis? Literally, oh my god, I have a little identity crisis every time I walk into my first class carrying my matcha, my purse, this pretty girly water bottle, and just like dressing properly, you know, like just because I want to wear a skirt, just because I want to wear a nice top and a nice set of jeans, and I don't want to leave the house in sweatpants and a hoodie, why do I feel weird walking into my classes when I deserve to be here as much as everyone else? Yeah, that, as you can see, that's something that I felt so much because I'm getting so like passionate about the topic. So is it going to change this year? Who knows? But you just have to accept to be like, why should I care what other people think? Like, the biggest thing I learned throughout my experience in engineering is like, who cares what people think? Present yourself how you want to present yourself. If people have a problem with it, respectfully, screw them. Like, if I want to come in a dress and platform sandals to class, why wouldn't I do it just because I'm gonna stand out? Subconsciously, every single human being wants to be unique but doesn't want to stand out so much, and automatically as a girl you go against that. Like, you stand out. Don't hide yourself, don't change yourself. Like, I remember having this conversation so many times, like when I started university, I forget who I had this conversation with, but I was like, I know that I stand out, and it's like, it makes me feel uncomfortable because everyone's eye is on me. But then also, like, why should I change myself just to fit my classmates? Like, no, you know, like, yeah, like on one hand you feel uncomfortable because people are so different from you, but then on the other hand you feel uncomfortable because you're changing yourself to fit these other people. And I've had so many conversations. It's been something that's been on my head for so long, but from last year I was like, screw it, you know, like, who cares what people think? Like, obviously if there's more girls in the class, it's fine, like, you feel better about it. But I had this class where they were literally, like, I had this lab where I was literally the only girl. I didn't feel weird walking in with a skirt with my purse, you know? Like, it does take time to get used to it, but my biggest tip is, like, do not change yourself. Like, do not let this major change yourself, because it's so easy to be influenced, especially in this, like, male-dominated field. You don't want to turn yourself inwards and hide who you really are, because, like, if you cannot be yourself here, if you cannot speak up here in university, how do you want to do it in the real world when it's like your big girl job, you know? When you get an actual job, like, yeah, you might be blessed with an amazing like boss and amazing like coworkers, but you also might not. And if you mold yourself now, it's just gonna become a habit. Like, yeah, it might be more jarring in the future, but if you really like say, fuck it, I don't care. I thought I wasn't filming for a second. I was like, oh no. But yeah, if you really say, like, screw what other people think, screw what other people feel, I'm gonna do what makes me happy. Like, yeah, sure, I might feel uncomfortable walking into this class and walking out of it, but that's for only like 2 hours of the day. Any other time of the day, I'm gonna feel confident. I'm gonna feel just like so good because this is me and I'm authentically being me. And you can sacrifice those couple of hours or minutes in a class feeling like you stand out if it truly makes you feel happy for the rest of the day. Like, I advocate for dressing up girly, coming in with your pink things. Like, my friends find it so funny because literally, like, my purse, like a very obvious purse, like my laptop, I'll show it to you, it's open right now. I literally have my YouTube sticker. This is a little like engineer in progress sticker. I don't know if it like shows. And then Alpha Epsilon Phi. Like, I proudly display my sorority Like we have, I don't know where it is, but we have hoodies, we have hats. I probably walk into my classes with my pink laptop, my girly water bottle, my skirt, my A5 merch. And I'm like, if some guy thinks it's weird or I don't belong, respectfully, I'm probably smarter than you. Like, that just might be my ego talking, but respectfully, like, you're not smarter than me. I feel like this video didn't really have a point. It's more like just talking about my experience and really showing you guys, like, you're not alone. Like, so many other people feel this way, so many other girls feel this way. And, you know, you would think, okay, the best thing is just to, like, stick together and you're gonna be fine. But honestly, like, it's not easy making friends. Like, not that I've stopped trying, but I've just been like, okay, it doesn't matter. Like, I've always been someone who, I had this conversation with someone at some point, I've always been someone who's like super independent. I think it borders to the line of like toxic independence, but I feel like that's why I'm so okay with it. Like, I do need a good, strong circle, but since I'm like healing from this like toxic independence mindset, I'm fine with not having friends in my classes. Like, if you're not someone who's like that, like, you need people, literally peer pressure your friends to come to you with class, to come to class with you. Just tell them, okay, sit in the corner, do your work on your laptop. Like, you don't need to talk, just come to class with me. And that is what kind of like made me get more comfortable in going to my more like male dominated classes. Having someone there makes you feel better. And once you're like used to that, like literally they have to come to class with you like once and you're gonna feel like confident walking in the next time. Nothing else is really coming to mind for now. Like, I feel like I probably should have made notes, but then I wanted it to feel one-on-one conversation. I didn't really want it to feel planned. I just wanted to be like, we'll see what comes out of my mouth and we're gonna talk. And I really like videos like this because I feel like you get a more like, it's more real. Like, yeah, sure, maybe conversation points don't really make that sense, or they're more like awkward pauses during my talking because I'm like thinking about what I want to say, and it might be like, okay, like, what do I want to say? Like, I go back on things. It's a little messy, but I feel like it's more natural. And again, like, when I don't prepare, you get like my real authentic like feelings about it. And I feel like these type of videos, like, there's less editing done because you're not following a script. So it's like, oh shoot, like, I messed up, I need to make a cut here. Like, no, you go with the flow. I do want to make more engineering focused videos in this, like, in the fall. I don't really know what to talk about. Like, I'm doing my capstone this fall, like the big final project. I feel like the big reason why I wanted to make this video is because, like, I don't really have friends in my major, or like if I do, they're not doing their capstone this year. So hard because I'm like, I don't really know who to ask because I don't really have people. So yeah, like, because I'm kind of like dealing with this myself, so I did want to, like, you know, talk about it to you guys. But I feel like if I have a pretty like chill team, I'm gonna try to vlog part of my capstone, or just like vlog what I can and just take you around this like year-round process, because I feel like it'd be so cool, like, vlogging the capstone. And even for the guys, I feel like it's something to look back on, and it's like, wow, like, these are all the ups and downs. Because I remember, like, at my university, we have a mini capstone that prepares you for your capstone. Oh my god, like, it was an absolute mess. They were ups and downs. We weren't our best selves at times, but in the end, it worked out perfectly. We got an amazing grade for the presentation for the actual project. So I feel like vlogging that throughout the entire year would be such a fun thing. And I guess just like bringing you along more on like projects. Like, I don't, like, honestly, let me know down below what you want to see. Because again, it's my last year of university. I want to take full advantage of this college content. Like, I am going to be focusing so much more on sorority content. And I do want to do engineering also, because I feel like it's such different things. But if you're like the odd one out like me, when you're in like mechanical engineering or any other type of engineering and like Greek life, this is the place for you. This is literally the place for you. And then sprinkled in, we have bookish videos. So don't forget to hit subscribe if you enjoyed today's video, and leave a thumbs up so I know that you guys are excited for more college and engineering type content. My socials are linked down below, my TikTok, Instagram, and Goodreads, so definitely go check me out over there. Yeah, that's it for me today. I need to go edit this video, so stay safe, protect your vibe, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys!